Cancer, greetings and salutations, my friends. We are going to jump right into, ooh, if I could learn how to shuffle, we could jump right into your 4 cards. Let's do this again. Cancer, greetings and salutations, my friends. We are going to jump into your hopes, fears, and reality spread. Ta-da! See, if at first you don't succeed. Well, hot damn. Cancer. I normally do not shout out the astrological significance of a card unless that card shows up in that astrological signs reading. And in your hopes, you have the Chariot, which is the card of Cancer. I also want to point out, and I don't usually do this because it's not the same sign, you have the Strength card, which is the card of Leo. Here's what I get from these 2 cards together without considering the Cancer and the Leo energy specifically. Here's what I get. Finding the resilience to move forward against all obstacles at a pace that is fast enough for you to avoid distraction, but slow enough to be controlled. Okay, that's the hope that you have. You want to move through something as quickly as possible. Get over something as quickly as possible, but the right fucking way. You don't want to cut corners. You don't want to mess it up. You don't want to get sidetracked. You're like, this is what needs to be done. I'm going to do everything it takes to accomplish this task the correct way. Right? Now, when I add the Leo and the Cancer energy, right, there are 2 ways that this can turn out, because you're talking about fire and water, right? So you can either apply fire to the water and get things to a roaring boil, or you can apply a lot of fire to that water and make steam. Or the water gets put on the fire and everything gets doused, right? So the order in which you do things and the amount of pressure that you put on your hope makes all the difference. Let that serve as a warning, okay? Kindle the fire, control the fire, put the water on top of the fire, and then determine how hot you need to go. Is this like a tea kettle? Are you making steam? Is this an open pot? Are you boiling water? What are you doing here? Because if you go the other way, right? If you get that water and you put it onto the fire, everything sizzles up. Huh. I think I could end your reading right there. But we're not. We're going to keep going. So we know what your hope is. Your hope is to do something the correct way. You are looking to A, get something accomplished, or B, get the fuck over something. But you don't want to skip any steps. And we've already determined that the order in which you do things is ridiculously important. There's a lot of attention to detail here. In the fear category, so the 3 of Cups in this particular deck is so interesting to me because the 3 of Cups is actually supposed to be about people coming together. It's about teamwork. It's about friendship. It's about celebration and expansion. But in this particular deck, these bitches look mean as hell. I mean, these are the girls who are like, you can't sit with me. Like, like that's how I imagine them talking. They all have vocal fry. Instagram models with vocal fry. But that's what I get from this. This is like the group that doesn't want you to sit with them at the cafeteria or the people gossiping at the water cooler, right? And your fear is that there is growth opportunity, new growth opportunity for you, but you have to become like them to get the expansion. Like you have to be gossipy or manipulative or whatever. You could even be fearing that you've participated in this kind of behavior to get where you're at. You could be like, oh, this is the ugly side of me I don't see. I don't want to continue to go in this direction. You know, this could be you being petty and you don't necessarily want to be petty anymore. This could be you finding yourself in a situation where you're gossiping, 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 and you don't want to gossip anymore, you know? Or this is you fearing that you have to play this nasty, manipulative game in order to achieve the goal. Either way, you don't like it. You don't like this. It scares you that you could be as ugh as the mean girls. You see that possibility within yourself. In your reality, there are a lot of choices that you have to make. However, you have the King of Swords in the inverse, which denotes a lack of strategy. Not wanting to find the truth of the matter, not wanting to focus on the facts, you know? Just kind of like wanting to turn a blind eye to what it is. It's almost like this is a very ugly situation and you just want to like not deal with it, which means you aren't going to make choices, right? So what I see from this is stagnation due to indecision, but it's not indecision because you don't know what it is you're looking for. It's indecision because you do know the answers to the questions, but you do not want to acknowledge the answers to these questions because, again, there's an ugliness to the truth. Ugh. Earlier I said I should have just ended the reading there. This is rough, Cancer. I apologize. Hot damn. You are literally stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it is affecting the work that you put in to this energy. There's suffering here. It's not just you, but you really have to make a choice between what is morally correct and what is polite politics. Or in this case, what looks like polite politics, but is really kind of dirty. You know? So it seems like the choice would be easy, but the fear is if you make the point, if you bring up the morality of the situation and what should be done on an ethical level, you kill yourself politically. And the indecision, being stuck between a rock and a hard place, is affecting all the time and energy you put into this. It's almost like right now at this point, you're just going through the oof. Oh my God. All right. This is the last card because this only gets worse as I pull cards, Cancer. The Ten of Swords. There is a good side to this card. It means the worst of the pain is already there. So you can linger in this pain or you can relieve it because the tens are about beginnings and endings. Okay? The tens can be about beginnings as well as the ending. So basically, this is the death of an idea, right? The death of a policy, the death of a moray. If you know the difference between a law and a moray. So basically, a law or a policy is something that is put into writing that is agreed by the collective and has to be abided by, or there is some punishment or consequence. A moray is different. A moray is the thing it's how we do things here that isn't written down. You know what I mean? A moray is the way you're expected to behave based on some sort of social cue, but there is no actual punishment if you don't do it, anything beyond the mean girl's talking about you at the water cooler, you know. That's all I can say. You know, and I get it. I get it. It's hard to do the right thing sometimes when you know what that judgment that's going to hit you. You know that you're going to get hit hard with that judgment, aren't you? Hmm. But ultimately, this is the death of an idea. Do you want to linger in the pain, or do you want to do what it takes to get over it? Because if you remember at the very beginning, I said this is you wanting to get through something, get something done, or get over something the right way. And here we are back at the beginning. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, Cancer. And I'll see you next time.